Transparency is one of the credos of both holistic health and most projects making good happen within cryptocurrency. The cool thing about transparency? It allows us to expand. Hi, this is Joni. I began offering these unedited videos last year, separate from past work, in order to serve anyone in need during these unusual times. Our financial health is one component of our holistic health, and we don't yet know for sure, but crypto just might be the first opportunity ever to even the socioeconomic playing field. My intention here is to offer digestible snippets of holistic habits to improve your health and well-being. We need your clear mind, healthy body, bright eyes, and open heart now more than ever. Becoming open, communicative, and transparent allows us to expand. Shooting straight from the hip, becoming honest, standing in our truths. Standing in our truth is not usually easy for most, especially during times like these when avoidance of pretty much everything is at an all-time high. Avoidance of our own truths, avoidance of another's truths. Truth and transparency can be uncomfortable, but they don't have to be. One way to reframe it for yourself is to know that most people, deep down, desire connection. They just might not be able to get there right this moment. We all deserve to have relationships of all kinds that are expansive, and the only path forward that is steeped in vulnerability and transparency is that. Steeped in vulnerability and transparency. That is the way forward. That is the only way toward having expansiveness in our lives across the board, topped with a healthy dose of good old communication. These are soft skills that we don't learn in school, and most of us don't learn them within our family systems either, at least not the healthy version. We've essentially had to take responsibility and learn on our own. I'm Gen X, and I can say that this is super common from my age group, but thankfully more and more people are coming online. The younger generations are certainly ahead of us in some respects in this relational component as far as taking responsibility and learning on our own, and perhaps just more open and more accustomed to things that have been more out of the box for some people within my generation. However, a lot of times there's a lot less experience, therefore less wisdom, and while highly advanced within technology, say, often that has proven to be a hindrance in the way of looking another human in the eye and having a heartfelt conversation, especially when knowing it may be a difficult moment. Without transparency, an absolute to have emotional health and emotional intelligence, we may excel at work and do well financially and buy plenty of toys and homes and vacations and gifts and Instagram the hell out of everything, seeking that external validation that's clearly sent society off the deep end since the advent of social media. But at the end of the day, when those transactional relationships disappear, which they will, because if we are solely transacting with people versus having a deeper connection, either or both parties will eventually check out when it's no longer serving them, when the relationship, friendship, intimate, family even, whatever it is, when it's no longer serving them, when we aren't making money anymore to support someone, for example, or when the other party isn't making money off of us anymore, which, trust me, can be outright and overt or unbelievably covert. When the funding for the new work project disappears or doesn't quite come into fruition, whatever the case, when all of the transactions go away, who are you? Who are you left with? Without those deeper connections to ourselves and to another, what is left? And yeah, many people and many parties will disappear when the time comes to go deep and to drop into full vulnerability and connect, which is the only way to live a transparent and therefore expansive life. I mean, when we feel tied down or restricted, are we really? Or is there a tether tying us transactionally? This tether can look like money, sex, power. So are we really tethered to these less meaningful things? Or are we afraid to cut ties? Or are we too afraid to be alone? Or are we too afraid to be self-sufficient? Are we lazy or too comfortable, yet simultaneously completely frustrated? If we get really honest with ourselves, are we really tethered? Or are we avoiding what's really going on? Are we avoiding being honest with ourselves and with another? Being vulnerable, transparent? Are we staying in our comfort zone? Or are we brave enough to step up, voice our truths, knowing full well we could lose what's not actually meant for us, what's not actually serving us? Voice our desires, roll up our sleeves, and get to work in order to live in full transparency and expand. Like truly, truly expand. Because every time we let go, we absolutely open up the opportunity to expand. Disclaimer, this may not be an Instagrammable moment. There also may not be bragging rights ready for Twitter. It's not for the faint of heart. But there simply cannot be an authentic uplift and expansion for you and those you surround yourself with, your family, your friends, your teams, without transparency. There's no one to blame. There's only each and every one of us who all have full opportunity by simply being a human being to drop in and ride the waves. Many of the holistic health daily practices on this channel can allow us to become more aware of ourselves. Truly, step one, becoming aware of ourselves so that we can drop into our truths and find out whether we are being transparent or not. If we desire transparency in others, we must become truly transparent with ourselves. If we are not, then there is a really good chance we're surrounded by those living in the exact same lack of transparency. We attract who we are in any given moment. We all fuck up, but we all have the opportunity to learn and grow, step away, do the work, which, sorry to report, will not happen overnight and won't happen if we just dive right into the next project or person, once again avoiding, as mentioned at the beginning of the video. There is a joke in there for those of you who know, but avoiding is simply never the answer. And this is one thing I love about some of the projects within crypto. Now, I'm not intimately on the inside of any of these organizations, more a step or two away, but the attraction of others with the same or similar core values is what really speaks to me. Our values will never be exactly alike. They just never will. We're all very, very unique. But when we step away and tap into who we truly are, we will then, and only then, attract who and what truly aligns for us. And this can ebb and flow. You know, people come into your life, they go away, they come back. I mean, this isn't absolute. Life is not black and white. But only when we're really rooted in who we are and we know who we are, which can take time, and that's okay too, that's when we will find what's aligned for us. If this resonates, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share. That one small action can lift another up and out into the world of expansion with the click of a button. If you have any further questions, my contact info is below. Until next time, be well.